Afternoon, guys. Just come up for a little drive around Sawyers Valley, Mundaring area. Got a basic map book, but still not exactly certain where I am. Got a ballpark region. Yeah, just found these little tracks. I think they're slightly away from where I wanted to be. Nice hill up there. But then this one beside me up this way looks even better. So I'm going to give this a nice slow crawl. See if Queenie can get up it. There's a lot of close bushes to the track. Fairly thin. But I want to stay out of the ruts here. There's a big rut on the left hand side, you can probably see that. I want to avoid that as best I can. Everything's sliding straight backwards in the car. We're on a heck of an angle. There's a tiny little bit of wheel spin. But Queenie's doing it fantastically. I have to cross this rut now that it's smaller. It should be okay here. Wonderful. I'll let you know a little secret. I did just go down that hill with the descent control on, so I knew that I'd be able to do it. If you can get down it. Wow, that's not really the way. But I thought if I could go down it easily, I should be able to get back up. Now this is the side I came up, and it's basically just trying to head northwest. Got a grip on where the shadows are. Yeah, came up this track. And ended up down the hill, which I saw from the other track I was on. So there's a bit of a loop around here. Not terribly steep, I suppose, that last track was. Now, I think I'm going down there. Fairly certain I am. So, may as well come with me. I think I've hit some forestry loops around here off the main paths, so as soon as I get back to a sign again, I'll work out exactly where I am, or exactly where I think I am, which is what I just did before this hill. Thought I knew pretty close to where I am. I know a general ballpark of where I am pretty good. It's going to be quite a drop here. This one, it's alright. And it looks like we've got an interesting line up here. I'm going to go around the right hand side because I'm not 100% certain that that's not a straight drop off. Oh, it's not. I can see it now. Go this way. I want to avoid the big white rock in the middle of the path up there. So I'm going to sneak over this way now. A bit of wheels in the air. So around that. And I think this is going to take me back down onto one of the proper size tracks. Through here there are I've got a map book which has a lot of the tracks marked. Now it is relatively old, and there have been a couple of little tracks that were marked but didn't come up on my book. Now there have also been a lot of tracks that I was going to try go down. I had an idea in my mind of where I was going to go following these tracks, but unfortunately some plebs have come through and taken the signs away. You can see the posts that used to hold the sign, but someone's decided that they've wanted to take the little jarrah board or little pine board off it and take it home. Or there have been a couple that look like they may have been taken out by a fire. And then there's another added issue of being able to see exactly the right tracks that I thought I was on, but then all of a sudden there's boards up and around the place saying that we're not supposed to be going through this area due to potential quarantine risks. Now, if there's the bush in danger, I'm not going to do anything to endanger it more. So I've only come down tracks that didn't have that sign in front of them, which made it a lot harder. I've gone a fair few kilometres beyond where I actually wanted to go. Here we go, here's another main crossroads. Hopefully we can find a board here, find where we're off to. Looks like we're going to get lucky though. I reckon following straight across is the better idea, although that one up there looks like a good hill. There's a big divot there, so I'm going to slightly cross-hatch that. I want to go towards the setting sun. Without a street name, it does make it quite tricky. I'm going to try up this way. Even though it looks rutted out fairly badly, it looks like it's probably the dominant track. The one beside me has got tyre marks on it. There's going to be a lot of line picking through here. I'm going to get over here first. Get over that bit and back into the middle. Beautiful. This might just be another loop around, but I'm going to find out by sitting at the bottom of it. I always try and keep the high line as much as I possibly can, just because A, I'm used to the Outback and driving that, and B, because there is no lift on this thing so far, I stress so far, you don't want to be banging your undercarriage on things. Queenie seems to be able to cope with these kind of arrangements pretty easily anyway, so far. There's been some really good views from bits and pieces up here, and there's also been a lot of these tracks I've been on have got trees down across them, like the one in front of us there. Now, I don't know, I've been assuming that that's purely because of wear and tear in the forest. Most of the trunks I've seen, like these ones up here, look like they've just dropped. Someone's come through, cut holes in the worst of them, or the ones that you can't get around, so people have been up and down these tracks. Yeah, I started thinking that some places might have been people intentionally putting them across the tracks to try to stop us getting through, like a forestry barrier or something. But again, without the signs, and if there are other tracks going around it, I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong. great view out my side here. Fantastic. It is getting a bit late. We've just hit 3 o'clock. So I'm trying to be home by 5. So I reckon I've got another hour before I can get out. This track looks like an absolute doozy. It looks like it's going up to a really nice lookout up the top there. So we'll continue on it for a bit. They all lead somewhere. They all lead somewhere. And it's going to be quite a nice little challenge, I believe, which is part of what I've been looking for. But the challenge is mostly for me to find the easiest line, not to put Queenie through anything that I don't want to put her through. So as long as I stick to the high lines, should be alright. You can see the side of that hill in front of us. It's yeah, it's an absolute ripper. This one, swing across this way, I believe. Get up there. The left tire can cross as well, thank you. I haven't dropped the pressures far because I know most of these tracks up here are relatively hard. I've got the tyres sitting at 30 pound, which seems to be fine on here. After the Exmouth experience and a couple of pop tyres from driving at proper highway pressures, normally I wouldn't change the pressures for roads like this, but I think after that incident there was a bit of a wake-up call for me. So now I think getting into places like this, we'll just drop it to 30 or so, because I can still use that kind of pressure on the road for a short amount of time. Don't have to bust out the compressor to get it all back together, and yeah, run to the nearest servo and top and back up. Which is the amazing thing about a lot of Australia, I think. Look, the depth of the bush that it looks like we're in, where does that go? Let's not find out, it's too tricky. The depth of the bush that we're in is, you wouldn't believe if you were just seeing this, that within 5 minutes of here we've got farms, and within 15 minutes of here, if that. I reckon that's how far we are from Mundaring. So yeah, it's just we're just so lucky in Australia, and definitely in WA, to have little places like this where we can come and drive around and explore. Very, very fortunate time and place we live in. Looks like we've got another little crossroads up here. Oh no, it's just a S-bend. I think we've gone pretty much back to easy driving again though. So if you get up, you have to come back down. And I think we are getting pretty high again. I'll leave it go for a little bit. Maybe I'll just cut it into 2 videos. First wallaby I've seen. I don't know if you guys saw it, just ducked off to the right hand side. But yeah, I've only seen birds and insects so far out here. I think I saw one bobtail maybe. And that is a maybe because it may have been a stick. Out here, everything's very camouflaged. I have camouflage for a reason, and blending in with all the debris on a forest floor. If you live in a forest, it's very, very handy. Alright, yeah, this seems like a fairly easy track. I'm not going to drive and do it.